All I want from you is one code name. Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy. This was directed by Thomas Alfredson and stars Gary Oldman, Tom Firth, Mark Strong, Syrian Hines, John Hurt, Toby Jones, David Densick, Tom Hardy. This film is based off of a very popular spy novel by John le Carré, and it's part of a trilogy, so whether or not they make the next two is debatable. It tells the story of a semi-retired intelligence agent, George Smiley, played by Gary Oldman, who was brought back into the service to find a mole inside the intelligence service. I was really looking forward to this movie because I've seen the trailer a bunch of times. I loved it, you know, I loved the cast, I loved the look of the film, the story was interesting. And then I saw it, and yeah, this was a huge disappointment, and really it started from like the first 5 minutes, because this movie, I mean, I've seen some slow movies, you know, like especially last year, and that sounds so weird. 2012 has not sunk in yet, but last year, 2011, I saw a lot of really long movies, but this one is like J. Edgar slow. I mean, I like that movie, but this movie is just so slow. Every single scene is just dragged out to the bitter end. It's so dialogue heavy, there's no action at all, and I understand that it's, you know, a real spy movie where there's no action, it's not James Bond where it's all the glamour and stuff, but nonetheless, I mean, I've watched movies where it was nothing but dialogue, and I've still liked it. But here, I don't know what happened. I mean, I didn't find any of the characters interesting, I didn't find the story interesting. I was bored throughout the entire film. Even if the scene was not like all talking, I was still just sitting there going, I was just extremely bored throughout the entire movie, and a majority of the film is shown through flashbacks, but they don't even tell you that. So you'll be watching a scene taking place in the now, and then they'll flash back to a scene, and you literally have no idea that it's a flashback until it ends, and you're like, whoa, wait, what? And this is one of those movies where you're supposed to be on the edge of your seat, you know, you're excited to find out who the mole was, and so by the time that we found out, instead of being, oh, you're kidding, it was him all along. Damn it, you know what? I thought I was the other guy. Instead, I was like this. Huh? Finally. Alright, time to go. So yeah, I was expecting a lot more from this movie. I really wanted to like it, but I just couldn't care less, honestly. So as much as it pains me to say this, 2 out of 5 stars. I can't go any higher. 2 out of 5 stars. It was just such a huge letdown, and if anybody hasn't seen this yet that's watching, I'm gonna recommend a rental if you're interested, because you need to drink some coffee before you watch the movie, because you need to be wide awake, you know? You need to be wide awake, because there's a lot of different characters, a lot of information that comes at you throughout the movie, and you gotta be ready to soak it in, you know? You just have to be awake, and I clearly wasn't. I thought I was ready for this movie, but I guess I wasn't. But needless to say, I just didn't like it.